Hello, and thank you for watching this Officer Student Involvement training video. This video will give you all the information on how to start a new club or organization at Georgia Gwinnett College. Let's start by going to the website getinvolved.gdc.edu. Remember that you don't have to add the www at the beginning of the website. Now you need to log in using your username and password. If you need help creating a username and password, please see our video on how to sign up on Get Involved. On the main page, on the right-hand side, you will notice a light blue box that says there are ways to get involved. This is where you want to click. On the organization's directory page, locate the left-hand side and select the last button that says Register a New Organization. Let's click the Register button. The next 10 pages will help you create a registered student organization. If at any point while filling out this form you need to stop and finish it at a later time, it will automatically be saved in your submissions. To find out how to access your submissions, please watch our video on how to find submissions. Step 1 provides instructions on the registration process and requirements. After reading, you can select the Next button. Step 2 will have you add your general information, such as your organization name, a description of the organization, and what you would like your Get Involved URL to be. You can select the Next button once you have finished all of this information. Step 3 will ask you to choose and select an organization profile picture. You can either choose to have one or not. Once you've made the selection, you can select the Next button. Step 4 will ask you to select what categories your organization will fall under. You can select as many as you like. This selection will help GGC students find your organization by seeing what common interests they have with your organization. You can select the Next button when you're ready to move on to Step 5. Step 5 will inform you of the registration membership requirements. Once you've read through this and familiarized yourself with this information, you can move on by clicking the Next button. Step 6 is where you will add the roster. You must know their GGC email to add them. Remember, you must have at least 5 student participants, a president, a vice president, and treasurer to become a registered student organization, along with the primary advisor. If you would like, you can add other positions such as secretary or director, but this is not required. You can always edit these positions in the roster when your page is set up. Once you have added your list of members, you can scroll to the bottom, and on the right, you can select Next. Step 7 will instruct you to upload your organization's bylaws and constitution. If you need help writing this document, You can download the template by selecting Campus Links at the top of the page, then browsing to RSO Documents, To get back to the organization submission, just select the back button. Once you have uploaded your correct document, you can select the next button. Step 8 is where you enter your measurable goals. Measurable goals are essentially the way in which your organization can assess its level of success for the year. For example, an organization may decide that it's important to have programs that teach other students how to cook ramen noodles. So an appropriate measurable goal would be that the organization will host 10 ramen noodle cooking demonstrations. Or an organization may think that increasing its roster is an important outcome for the year. Therefore, their measurable goal can be to increase membership by 15% over the course of the school year. Make sure that your 5 measurable goals discuss how progress will be measured and how you plan to achieve your goals and what your desired outcomes are. When this is complete, go ahead and click the next button. Step 9 asks you to select what type of registration you're trying to create. If your organization was approved last year, you can select re-registration of a general RSO, club sport, or honor society. If you're creating a completely new organization, you should select registration of a new general RSO, new club sport, or a new honor society. Once you have made your decision, select the next button, and the next page will be a continuation of step 9. This page will list all of the upcoming RSO trainings which are mandatory for your president, vice president, and treasurer. After reviewing these dates and times, you can select the next button, which will bring you to the following page where you can select the dates and times in which your officers will attend training. Once you have listed your officer's name, GGC email address, and selected the appropriate date and time, you can scroll to the bottom and click the next button. Please note that it is your responsibility to notify the officers that they need to attend training. The next page talks about your advisor form. There's a link for you to download the form, and you have the ability to upload completed documents on this page. If you have trouble locating the form, you can always find a copy in a tab at the top of the page under the Campus Links under RSO Documents. If you do not have an advisor form on hand, you can always pick one up in the Office of Student Involvement in the Student Center in E3120 and return it to our office once it has been signed by your advisor. If you have a scanned copy of the advisor form, please upload it and select the box that states that your organization agrees to inform the advisor of this step. Once completed, you can move on by selecting Next. The next few pages will be asking a few questions. If you are registering your RSO, the first question will be, have I updated or changed the Constitution since the last registration? The next question will ask if your RSO would like a mailbox, and that would be located in the RSO lounge. Make your selection by choosing whether you had one the previous year and would like to keep it, you would like to request a new mailbox, or that your RSO has no need for a mailbox at this time. Once you've made your selection, scroll down and you can read about the mailbox policies. Plan to receive mail on campus. It should be addressed to the Office of Student Involvement, and then insert your organization's name, 1000 University Center Lane, Building E, Student Center Suite 3120, Lawrenceville, Georgia 30043. After reading these policies and guidelines, you can then select the next button at the bottom right hand of your screen. The next question will suggest a locker for your organization so that the organization can store any materials that the club would need throughout the year. You can select that the organization already has a storage locker and would like to keep it, that your organization would like to request a new locker, or that your organization doesn't want a storage locker at the present time. After you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the light blue box and it will outline the storage locker policies. If you have selected that you are keeping an old locker or requesting a new one, please read this, for it describes what items can be stored, what the cost would be if the locks or lockers are destroyed, and that the storage locker key will be held in the Office of Student Involvement for safekeeping. Select the next button once you've read these guidelines and you're ready to move on to Step 10. Step 10 is the Review Submission page. Here, you can go back to any pages you just went through to edit or change your information. Once you've decided that your submission is up to par, make sure you scroll to the bottom of the page and select for final approval. If you do not select the Submit for Final Approval button, your submission will stay in your submissions as an in progress, and the Office of Student Involvement will never receive the form. If you need help finding your submissions, you can always watch the How to Find Submissions video. After selecting the Submit for Approval button, your club will now be reviewed by the Office of Student Involvement, and if they have any questions, they will make comments on your submission and send it back to you to make changes. If you have any questions, feel free to email the Office of Student Involvement in the Student Center at getinvolved.ggc.edu or call us at 678-407-5582.